One of the hardest things is for someone to ask you to talk to them about yourself. Like, tell us about you. Is one of the hardest things. And the reason why this is very hard to do is because most of us, we want to be modest. We want to be humble. We shy away from talking about ourselves, about our achievement, what we have done, and what we have achieved in the past. We find it really difficult to do that. And this is not surprising because most of us want to be modest. We want to be saying that, oh, we are humble, we are not proud. So we tend to really underrate or even undervalue what we have done. In this video, I'll be showing you, I'll be telling you what you can do to be able to showcase and even talk about yourself in an outstanding way in any application. I've reviewed quite a number of applications, and one thing that I notice is that most people that have done quite a lot of things, they've done a lot of interesting things that will be useful for what they are applying for. They tend to miss out on those key details, and you also understand why. We always want to sound humble. We always want to sound like modest. We don't want people to see us that we are bragging. But when you are applying for opportunities, we have a lot of people that are qualified. So we need to see a story. We need to hear from people that are truly outstanding for opportunities. Imagine you are applying for grad school where the scholarship is highly limited. How do you want to make yourself outstanding when you are talking about your achievements in a way that doesn't really showcase who you are, your full potential, and what you have even done in the past? Like I said, we always want to be humble. And one of the hardest things, if I ask you now, try to talk about yourself, most people find it difficult to do that because we don't practice it, or we don't even know how to articulate or to talk about what we have achieved. It takes some level of you practicing or you having self-awareness of what you've achieved to be able to talk about it in a way that people will in fact see that, oh, you have an outstanding achievement. But remember, you are applying for opportunities. They don't know you. They don't know what you've achieved. You need to be able to sell yourself out. You need to be able to tell a meaningful story out of all you have achieved. But we find it difficult to do that because we want to be modest. I've reviewed some applications where key information, I'm the one that will point it out. You attended this conference. You won this particular grant. Why can't you write a meaningful story to showcase your strength and what you have done in a way that sound or showcase who you are in the highest possible form of who you are in terms of your achievement? But we find it difficult to do that. And I'll be telling you what you can do. What you can easily do is that before you write any application, have a document that documents everything you have done. This is what I mean. Have a document that documents everything that you have achieved. As you are having new achievement, put it in that document. You can call it maybe live book, or you can give it any name. It's not like a CV because per se, but you can still call it a CV because you have everything that you've achieved. You try to document it in that document. You know why? Because if you don't document, if you don't put all these things that you volunteer for a particular course and you didn't find it to be okay, it's just minor thing. But all these things actually add up to showcase you or to shine spotlight on you as someone that has been doing something maybe in a particular area. So you have to make sure that whenever you have new achievement, you document it. Because if you don't, if you look over that, oh, this is small thing, it might be useful for you in the future when you're applying for certain kind of opportunity where you need to showcase maybe your volunteer experience or the little things that you think doesn't count, or that course that you took a particular course on a particular topic. It might be useful when you're applying for some opportunity later. So as early career professional, as student, as someone looking for graduate school opportunity, please try to have a document where you document everything you have done. Because when you want to write graduate school application, or you want to write job application, you can easily go into those documents, review them. How can you tell a story out of all these things that you have done? How can you make meaning out of all these things that you have done that will make it easy for you to stand out? Of course, it's not everything that you've done that you're going to include in your application or to tell a story. But you will look at the best possible thing by looking at that scholarship, by looking at that live book or that CV that documents everything you've done and what they've added to you in terms of your personal and professional development. Whenever you want to write any application, what you just have to do is that you have to go back to that document, look at it, review it. Oh, okay, I've done this particular thing. I've done this. Okay, I can tell a story around this to showcase me in the best light for this opportunity. I don't know the opportunity that you're applying for, but of course, for you to really want to apply, maybe you think you are qualified or you have something to say and you don't want to miss out on things that you have done. Just look for that CV, look for that book where you document what you have done. Look at it in a way that, what can I tell? Which story can I tell? In my personal statement, what can I tell that will stand me out? That will let them know that indeed I'm qualified and I've done some things in this area. And this is what I noticed for me to be able to advance my knowledge further. And that's why I'm applying for this graduate school opportunity. Or you're applying for a job. What are your experiences? What are the things that you have done that you can tell a story around it for you to stand out in the application pool? Because most people will tend to forget, and it's normal. You can forget what you've done because, of course, you didn't document, or you just do it because you think, okay, I've done it just because I want to do it for my professional development. But when you're writing application, you tend to miss out all these important things. I've done it quite a lot of time. I'm the one that will point out that, oh, you've done this thing. Why don't you put it in your application? It's going to make you stand out. So always have that document where all your achievements are documented. And whenever you want to write any application, look at that document. How can you sell yourself based on what you have done, based on what you have achieved, based on your accomplishments? I hope this tip is going to be helpful to you to be able to prepare a strong application. I'll tell you that it really works because you won't miss out things that you need to say, things that you need to do to be able to sell yourself out in the eyes of the reviewer or anyone reviewing your application, to tell a coherent, meaningful story. So doing that will make it easy and even reduce the probability of you having writer's block when you are writing your application, because you've seen what you've achieved and you start thinking of how you can tell meaningful story out of your accomplishment, out of your achievement, out of things that you've done, to be able to get the best application that will make you stand out in the application pool. Have that CV, have that document all your achievements. And whenever you want to write any application, always go back to this document, review on it, and update it regularly. You have new achievement, update it. So when you want to apply for opportunity, just look at the document, reflect on it, and say, oh, indeed, I need to include this. Oh, I need to remove this. You cannot include everything, but you will look at the best story that you can tell. Because all application, all opportunity, what you are simply doing is that you are telling a story. You are telling someone what you've done. You are reflecting on what you've done. And even before you do interview, you can also do similar thing. Look at what you've achieved. How can you tell a meaningful story, a convincing story that you are the best candidate for this opportunity? I hope this is helpful. Thank you very much for watching. And if you've not subscribed to my channel, please kindly subscribe. Thank you.